Hey guys, it is Darth Buttkicker back here with some more Queensblade Limit Break content. It's been a while, guys. Another long hiatus for me due to work and other life things. I want you to know I have not abandoned the game. I have not abandoned you, the subscriber base, the people who actually still like this game. I do like this game, and I'm going to continue to support it in some capacity, either videos, my money until they at least they close it down or they do something blatantly. So I figure what better way to start up the videos again by doing my very first state of the game. Okay, it is September 1st. Let's do a state of the game. A lot of things have changed, guys. There's been a few additions. There's been some changes that people either like or don't like, and we'll go over all of that. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. And right away, I got my account up. You'll see one of the changes that was made. You will see I have one of my beautiful warriors doing her little dance on my home screen here. That is a change that they recently implemented. It's a customizable screen, if you will. It has a little button here that you can get rid of the overlay and just watch all the sweet goodness of my little swan princess not really trying to escape her prison cell. She seems to enjoy it quite thoroughly, as do I. For her blue eyes, of course. Now, if you want to know how to go about customizing it, just click on your little top name screen here and go to your customizable button. You can pretty much select whatever spicy poses or original skins you have, or you can even do a day and night theme. You can only have one or the other. You can only have one active at any given time. It's kind of a cool feature visually. I think it was a good thing to do, although I think that there are other important things to worry about in terms of fixing in the game. But hey, this is a nice little change going on here. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, guys. The big elephant in the room. I'm talking about the server merger. A few weeks back, they did yet another server merger. Quite large one, actually, this time. And server mergers, from what I understand, are still happening. Does that mean that the game is in distress? Not that I am currently aware of. It still has a good fan base. So a few weeks ago, they did a server merger, which was met with, not surprisingly, but somewhat surprisingly, mostly negative response, at least from the people that I talked to on my guild, on my server. It was not received very well. Let me just start off by telling you guys that server mergers are necessary for a lot of games, particularly a game like this. It has to happen, guys, especially when they started off. They had a limited capacity per server. There was only a few people. I think they've expanded that. The problem is they've done like 3 or 4 mergers, at least for me, in less than 4 months of the game being happening. Now, that's a lot. But this recent server merger really killed a lot of things. I lost a lot of, friends that are no longer on, that I need to clean out my inventory on, because they just quit. And a lot of it had to do with the server merger, as opposed to just not really understanding the game or how to play or progress. Why? Well, the experience is going to be differently, but from what I experienced, most people are just bitter about the competition, particularly in PvP and the stadium. They were big dogs, big fishes in their own servers, and they came over here, and all of a sudden they are no longer, the big fish in the pond. I'm sorry, but that is how it works, guys. That's how things progress. And let's be honest, okay? A lot of people are, this is just my personal opinion, a lot of people are just bitter. They're just mad that they spent money sometimes to outpace somebody else. And now they merge to a server where somebody else actually outspent them, and they just can't compete for #1 spot. Guys, competing for 50 is no different than competing for #1. It is what it is. I don't like the fact that pay-to-win games exist. I think it should be based on skill and ability all the way. That's not how the world works, and you're going to have to get over that. These are the sad facts and truths of life, guys. You can choose to deal with it or not. Some people, I know people who have started on one server and left to go to a new server because they learned how the game worked. They wanted to get a leg up on the competition. My personal feelings on it, and I'm not afraid to say, I think that that's kind of limp dick. I think that that's a shitty thing to do. Starting on a new server just because you learned the game and you want to go over, you want to outspend somebody, you want to outdo somebody, just so that you can be top dog. That doesn't make you top dog. That's just my personal opinion on it, guys. Even though you can outspend somebody, the biggest issue on our server is that this one particular person, I don't want to draw too much attention to him because he's one of my guildmates and I like him, or her. You know, they outspend you to no end, and there is no way that you will be #1. Get over it. Compete for whatever you can compete with, guys. That is the nature of things until the gaming world changes, and I don't see that changing. Enough on the server mergers, guys. We've talked about the home screen customization adjustments. Another change that they had made was the arrival summons, guys. They changed the rewards, and I'm not particularly happy about that. It used to be that every time you hit a certain milestone, usually 100, 200, you got an extra copy of the warrior you're summoning. I'm not sure where they got the feedback, but it looks like they are giving various rewards that help you upgrade said warriors. Maybe they received feedback stating, okay, it's good to have extra copies of the warriors, but if I don't have the upgrade materials, it does me no good. That's a fallacy in the thinking that is incorrect. I would rather have multiple copies, at least for me, because I have enough warrior stash that I can upgrade my warriors almost at will. I mean, you got a lot of blue here, but you know what I mean? I got warriors everywhere that I still need to summon. But the change to the rewards is not actually been received fairly well. I think that it is a good change, although I preferred it the other way. So just know that the arrival summoning has changed. You can no longer get extra copies of the warrior by summoning a certain amount, but you do get a lot of materials that help you upgrade as you go along. So if you are short on warriors, I mean, this is a good change for you. I mean, yeah, good and bad, guys. Good and bad. They are pushing you to like these packs where you can actually buy. That's the other one. Where you can actually buy the warriors outright. If you feel like that is necessary, I think $50 is actually a good deal for what you get here. But hey, it is what it is in terms of the changes. You know, you're going to feel how you feel about it. Another change is that they added, they renamed the relic to the vault, and there's a reason for that, but they've added a plethora of EX gear, which is specific gear to warriors that they're introducing. Not only does it give you huge power boosts at upgrades, but it changes how your warriors perform in battle if you can spend enough money, because this is really no in-game way to get these without buying them, which I think is very sad. That needs to change, guys. That's something that has got to change. This is a pay-to-win option, but a lot of these abilities, when you go and read some of them, like the orb here for the mermaid under magic, I mean, she can inflict sleep, and it removes the damage wake. I mean, some of these skills really do alter if you can spend enough money to get them, but they also increase the power of your warriors collectively, as all relics do. So that is something. There's been a lot of price increases, guys. Changes to the Universal Pass and Rank Up Passes, $195. This used to be down around $20. But since they've changed the rewards, and I don't know if this is when you hit a certain point in your account, like I got a bunch of 11-star warriors now. I don't know if this changes for everybody depending upon where you're at in the game. power level, how many warriors you have, but this is absolutely ridiculous. The Universal Pass right here for $49.99 used to be $19.99, but they have the Universal Spicy Poses in there now, along with the traditional, summon scrolls. This is a bad change. I think they need to revert that. Add a few spicy, because these are just spicy shards. Guys, it's not worth $50. I think that they need to watch their pricing. They've added skin packs, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, even though these skins do give you a 2% HP and attack buff, which is minimal, guys. Do not spend $24 on that. Absolutely ridiculous. They have added Ultimate Warriors, which is kind of pay to win, if you will. The more you spend, the more chances you have at getting this Ultimate Warrior, and she is a beast. This is the first character they introduced. For every 1,000 points you get, which is basically $10, so every $10 you get a roll to start to summon her or her spicy pose. I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but you can read up on it under the Ultimate Summon item. They also added new warriors called special characters. They only have 2. They have a new one out right now. Basically, these are SP buffers. They're supposed to have higher base stats. They're supposed to increase the stats of your teammates, as well as increase the capabilities of your teammates. It's very interesting. I'll do a separate video on these SP characters because I don't fully understand some of what they're saying they do, and there's only 2 of them in the game. But just know that they did add a new class of character in addition to the Ultimate Warrior, and that is the SP buff special characters. They added a feature that I think is really good, and that is the guild battle. This is something everybody loves. It's basically a all-out guild battle where every member participates in some way regardless. Every member is here on this ladder up to the most powerful to the weakest, and then you just pick and choose who you want to attack for points, and it has some unique features. You can strengthen each other. You get buffs based on how many people are actually participating when they set their team, and then you can also get weakened attributes during the fight. What makes this very special, honestly, is the rewards, guys. If you are on a good team, you get a lot of relic shards. Relic shards increases the power of all your warriors quite a bit. So you really need to jump in, and you need to start learning how guild battle works, and you need to start participating so that you can get these coveted shards to further increase your power. If you're not doing that, again, I'm going to make a separate video on that. Let's see, what else have they added? Okay, I want to touch on one thing here, is the monster takedown. Everybody is familiar with it, should be familiar with it by now. The rewards for doing this are jewels, guys, and this is a really good chance when you participate to fight to go in and get a lot of jewel rewards every week, green, blue, and purple. This has really helped a lot of people obtain more jewels so that they can level them up. So let's talk about a new feature, the remaining new feature that they added, and that is it's called the Formation Certificate and Formation Buffs. Okay, it's a twofold item. It involves the spring, and involves the vault, which has been renamed the vault, used to be relics, and that is formation upgrades. Okay, this is just another game mechanic that they added to be able to increase the power of your warriors based on where they sit in formation. Currently, there's only 3 of them, back, middle, front, and the way you upgrade those is by investing, certificates, these little certificates here. We won't go into too much detail on it because I want to cover it in a separate video, but basically every time you summon, whether it be the special, normal, Oracle gives the best bang for your buck. I've always had a lot of Oracle. Spicy poses, arrival summons, special summons, ultimate summons. Anytime you summon, it gives you a certain amount of points so that you can get formation energy. And basically all it does is you go into the vault, you go into the invest these certificates, and what it does is it gives you formation buffs, basically increasing your damage resistance, and ignoring enemy defense for the allies that are in those rows. Currently it goes back, middle, forward. I thought originally I'd prefer it to go all ways, but eventually you will fill up all of these so that no matter where in formation your characters are, they will get that buff. Look into this when you log into the game, guys, and summon. I'm very mad that I didn't know that this was coming, because I had 2100 advanced scrolls that I went through and 100 oracle summons that I went through before this change implemented, which would have netted me a huge boost and good start to that game. So all in all, I think the game is in a fairly decent place, except for the pricing changes, the warrior reward, the summoning reward changes that they made. I'm not sure how I feel about it still. You know, you're gonna have to draw your own conclusion on that. The guild battle is huge. I think it's going to help retain a lot of people, mainly because it's not something you're going to log in the morning to do. It actually is done at the end of the evening. I think they're trying to get people into the game both in the morning. You know, a lot of people do their dailies and they log out and they don't log back in again. Guild battle happens late in the evening for me, so it's a way to get people into the game and doing what they need to do. Let me know what you guys thought. How do you think the game has progressed over the last 4 months? What do you think of the server merger? It's very controversial even still. A lot of people quit the game. A lot of new players coming in. It was necessary. What do you think of the new features, the new pricing points? Just let me know what you feel about the game in general. Got a lot more content coming, and until then, signing off, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend.